Hey there. How you doing?
Well, let's try. I gotta use the bathroom.
There you go. Use the bathroom. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Sensei Bob on Dreamy Dreamland. Early this morning, I put up, a number of shows using my phone. They don't seem to be appearing. I'll give it a whole another day. Once I use my other platform, it shows up in a matter of hours, so who knows. And I've really gotten to a place after the eve of New Year's Eve when we had the attack by the it of Matt, the Matt it. I realized, it was really horrific. Go watch that show. It's up there, and then I came back and about 90% of everybody who was on the chat. What happened was this Matt character basically, hello there, Lynn, and he had a channel, and I looked at it, and he had taken up a whole ton of my shows. It was like he was, had a religious, you know, kind of saw me as some kind of god, or I have no idea what he thought. But he had been watching the show so much that he took notes on everyone who were the usual people who were the cadre, and he um, the first time he seemed to be okay, and then he the next time he was on he was really vile, and I give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and I let people because people can come to Dreamy Dreamland and have a really rough time, and so they can be a little rough edged, and if they can work through it, we're there for them. We're there to help them out, and so I basically let him stay there, but he just cut straight into people, meaning people can make fun of me, and I don't really care. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, the bathroom.
But anyway, so he really attacked
Oh,
some
we're gonna
people,
find the people that were blocking your channel next
Right.
time, so they can comment. again.
right. So anyway,
We didn't get a chance before this video.
he did this.
I'm gonna look through all the
And-
people who are blocked on his channel and unblock them. We're gonna I'll figure out how to do it on a computer.
So
On two computers.
basically,
So we can
I
do it
stopped
on
the
video.
show. I came back. The channel was still there, and then I stayed on. I said, "Come on, who's there?" And about 90% of everybody who was blocked, who was wrenched, because I have no idea. I mean, this is a new platform for me, and I just pushed the wrong button. I gave the guy the wrench, and he was the moderator, and he blocked everyone. So I came back. I started to show up, and within half an hour, 90% of everyone, because most people had another name, right, already, right? So they came back as somebody else, and then it was okay. And there were a handful of people who didn't, right? And they don't seem to want to make another name. And anyway, so that's that. And I just wanted to have that as a little, because John was you know indisposed for a moment, so I thought I would just explain that. And so this morning I was talking about things, and and I was just waking up. It was like 7 in the morning, and I kind of showed you what I have to go through. That when I wake up, I have tremendous pain. I have to meditate. I have to exercise, move around, and then it's good to go. And I've been here going to my high
I hope
spread
you're okay.
doctors.
You've gotten lighter.
Yes, so I've lost close to 260
You have
pounds.
good days there.
No, I pretty
Okay.
much basically what I do is there's this Greek word homeostasis, balance of the body, right, of all your systems, and through meditation, diet, discipline, I have that. So that's why I'm still alive. That's why I can move around, but I have my limitations. I'm 72 years old. I can't run. I can't run. I can walk. I can walk a lot. And here up at the school, it's on top of a mountain.
You
And
ran
they-
at me the other day. You ran.
I
40
ran.
feet.
I was. He came into my bedroom.
Woke up in the middle of the night and started running at
No,
me.
no, no. John woke me up, and I was naked. So I went at him because he gets very if he sees a naked body, and so I did that just for fun. But it was all of like 12 feet that I ran, you know. And really, I wasn't running. I was walking quickly, you know. And so, you know, I am, you know, schooled as an actor, and I went to Juilliard, and so I know how to use my outside voice, you know, to get people's attention. I know how to move like I'm running, but it just, you know, is the illusion of running. And so that's, and I tell you all the
You
time,
ran. You didn't. I ran. You didn't. You wouldn't say I ran. Yeah. It's why, because everyone who runs, I ran.
anyway, so, and, you know, so John has this image that I can run. I can't.
Hey,
And he just keeps going on and on. You know, you can run, you can run. I can't because if I were to trip and fall, I'm like a teacup. You know, I'd break, and that would be the end of your Al Bob. So
bet you
I know
could
my
become a running
limitations, and those who know their
athlete, a
limitations.
cyclist, in shape and cool, and you could walk into the coffee shop and be skinny and cool, and get some young
I
girlfriend.
mean, I lost
42.
260
I don't know.
pounds. I mean, you know, that's, I'm at, you know,
But
I'm
you
about
can get
I'm
one
about 20
that- you can
pounds
make-
over
we're gonna
my
make a
high
video on
school
if
weight.
He's gonna get married again. Maybe.
That's what he wants. He wants to make a.
But I don't
Our
know.
video tonight is about. What is it about, John? Tell us. What's the video about?
Will Owl Bob and or John get remarried to a woman, of course, but we get remarried to not to one another, but to a woman.
So, I can tell you my point on that. You folks were enamored with my stories of the old crone, and when we came, so I went to visit her 4 different times, right, over a 6-year period in the 70s, and then she kind of disappeared, you know, and I mean where her road into the dark forest started, which was hard to find to begin with, disappeared. And when I went back
I
to
think you're
town,
not gonna get remarried.
actually,
I think you're gonna meet your wife in heaven.
no, it's.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he's again stuck on my second wife, who that was
That's your real
the love of
wife,
my
you know.
life.
Oh, let's talk about. Can I make a video of it? Of this?
Sure, start it up. So, but anyway, before I even met my 2 wives, when I was with the old crone, we came back, and
Hi.
between Limerick and Dublin, we stopped in this little town that had a very interesting. You drove in as a main drag, and you came in, and there was a circle, and one road went east, another one went west, one went north, and we were coming from the south. So anyway, went in there, and if you went around that circle twice, when you went out east, there were 2 alleys that weren't there when you just kind of drove through, right? And so,
He's talking about the crone.
right, I
When he
think
met the crone.
I think I kind of got that set. So anyway,
You've had many relationships with women here and there, kind of not permanent, not long term. Besides your wife, who you were really in love with.
well, I had 2 wives, and
I think
I had
God-
about 5 really strong
Is it good?
long-term relationships, but
Your
those
first
those
wife was sexually immoral, and there are
No,
biblical
I
reasons
mean,
why,
I love
there's
this guy.
biblical reasons why
He
you're supposed
he
to
talks
get
like
divorced.
he knows, like he was
I
there.
read
Like,
the Bible. I
you know.
know. I know what she was doing was wrong. You're not supposed to stay married to
uh,
her, and God wanted you to marry your second wife. And,
and
she
this
was
is why
really
John is
special.
John, right? He is the
I know she was
people's
really
saint of truth, right?
for you.
That's what he is. But my first wife,
Not
I met on the subway.
not like-
We were both artists and photographers. We had a studio together. We traveled the world, and it was great. We had 8 great years, but it came a point when we kind of split, and we weren't ever going to get married. But her father, really, when I first met him, he took me up to play golf, and he was like, he should have played golf instead of working for the company he did because they didn't care about him. And he was an amazing golfer.
You want to talk about this?
I am talking
You're
about
telling
this.
a story.
I am. No, I'm talking about what you just said. Whether we're going to get married, and I'm telling you.
Not to one another, right? Not to one another, because I'm saying, I'm an Italian little guy's 18, no one, John Travolta 32, not to one another, right? No.
Okay, so, hey, Eddie,
Boring.
this is going to be a good one, and hopefully I'm done two with my phone, and I hope that they go up there on my channel. They haven't showed up yet. I did one at like about 7 in the morning. I did another one around 10 in the morning, and it's still. So here's the next one.
Were from New York.
So what time is it now? It's like about 5 o'clock. So anyway, the question on the table is whether John and I are ever going to marry another woman, be married. So when I was with the O'Krone, we were at her place for a number of weeks, and then we came back to Dublin.
Lean against the wall if you sit in it.
Right.
Try not to hurt the.
Right. So anyway, we stopped at this little town between Limerick and Dublin, and we went into a tea house, and the young lady who ran this thing read my tea leaves, and she told me my whole life, right? And then we got back in the car, and by the time we got to Dublin, I forgot everything that woman said. And she said, and you won't remember any of this thing, but as things happen, no, the young lady at the tea house that she read my tea leaves, and she's read my whole life what it was going to be. And she, after she finished that, she put the hot water in there, did this, and she said, drink this. I drank it. And then she said, you'll forget everything I said. But as it occurs to you over the next years and years, the rest of your life, you will go, wow, that's what she said. It's kind of like a deja vu, right?
She may or may not. I don't know.
So,
she may have been a prophet, but who knows?
So she said, I'd be married 3 times. She said, I'd be married in a few years, which that's what happened. I met Donna, my first wife, my training wife, on the subway, and we had 8 great years, and then we split in very nice ways, and we stayed friends. She went off to do whatever she wanted to do, and I did what I did. And then my second wife, was just like and when these things happened, I go, wow, that's what that lady said. And there were other things that she told me that happened. It was like, wow. So that's why I knew there's an element of truth in it, because now I'm 72 and about 90% of everything that she said came true. Anyway, so she said that I would be married a 3rd time, and I would, when I was over 70, I would have another wife. So I'm 72, and so it's sometime soon. And she said, I live another.
When you're more than 70, you'll have another wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A younger, like way younger.
Good looking shape.
Younger.
We'll be famous. You think?
And I would have a baby
really.
with that lady.
Yeah,
and that baby, and I would have more than that. And those babies would do some amazing things because of that young lady and me and us together, and how we'd be parents to them.
A couple days ago, you looked so cool with your scarf and stuff. I don't know what you look like now. I can't tell. And maybe.
So that's the story. Yes, I'm going to be married one more time. There's one more wife for me.
You could
Did
start
you
a
ask
family,
if she was
maybe.
going to be
when
hot?
You're healthy enough to
Yes.
live that long.
Pretty much every, every woman. See, being hot is it's not something in a magazine. Being hot is how people,
cool.
Like
you walked in.
So recently, the last 15 years of my life, I've had women in my life, but I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Affair to Remember, and that's what it's been. I would meet somebody because of certain things. We'd be together for a little while or a long
He
while.
walks into the
And then-
library.
They would go their way, I go my way, and sometimes they come back, and then that's the affair to remember. But I have one more wife left in me, right? So that's the story from Al Bob. So what's your story, John? That
The
only
old
took
crones-
me 15 minutes.
Did the old crone say it or another person like that?
Another person, as I said 4 times already.
The old crone, if you want to watch the old crone video, look up crone. I guess on YouTube, or you might need some Al Bob crone or crone.
Old crone.
Ancient Irish crone, old Irish crone.
Right.
Irish crone.
Yes, that's it.
Irish crone.
Yeah.
That's the one that if you look that up on YouTube, you'll find the video. The people who are watching probably already know about it.
Right.
And
That's the one that's on
it's
John's
this good
channel.
video. He met this woman that was really old, like, and it was a long
So
time
John
ago,
tells
in the
my
60s,
story, and he always
or,
doesn't
like-
know what the story is.
And
I was bummed when you didn't do a live this morning, but I did
know-
do one.
well,
I did do
I
one
know
on the
crone
phone.
is. When you were telling me the
You did
story,
not,
I had
and
no
two
idea.
that didn't get
When you were telling me the story, I had no idea what you were talking
notifications
about.
about. Did you get notified about this one?
When you were telling me the story of the old crone, I was like, you're saying things, and
Anyway,
most of it,
it's
I had no
obvious
idea
that
what you're
the
talking
internet
about.
is going to
And I
go
go,
bye-bye
yeah,
this year, you know?
or something out of nowhere.
And to get stuck on anything, it's,
and then I watched
yeah,
it
so
again.
I'm
I was
just
like,
doing
wow,
my
this is
best.
really good.
Happy New Year. Yes, perp. Yeah. Yes, Lance. Yes. So it's all good. All, from this
Okay,
day on,
let's talk
we
about-
do our best, right?
So you
And
might
every
get
day and
remarried.
No, I
I
am
thought
going.
you wouldn't get
Not
remarried.
might. I
But you
am
may
going.
be-
No, I am. Period.
She may be a false prophet.
Well,
No.
for the last 70 years,
You are-
everything she said has come
Really?
true. Yes.
Was she a real prophet, like a modern day
No,
prophet
she
in the
read my
Bible?
frigging tea
Fortune
leaves.
tellers aren't true. They don't know what they're talking about
Everything-
unless they're a little bit of a prophet. Did she follow God and Jesus? Was she kind to others and
John really knows. That's why he is
person?
the people's
Did she follow the
saint
Bible?
of
Then
truth.
Maybe she's a prophet. Was she a righteous human being?
John, I was with this woman all of 30 minutes. It's hard to tell whether she was a prophet of Jesus Christ. But she read my tea leaves and she said, he put hot water in the cup and swished it up and said, "Here, drink this." I drank it. And she said, "Now you will forget everything I said, but as it comes true, you will go, wow." And it has, last, 60 years or so. I guess I was
What if
19.
the old crone walked in right now
Right.
and she looked like this, and she was 180 years old? She went, and hung from the ceiling and pulled down an attic that had steps on it and hung upside down like a bat and went or something like. I'm sorry.
I would say that's not the old crone. That's not the old
I'm
crone.
sorry.
It's
Okay.
not the old crone.
No.
That's not the old crone.
Okay. Well,
That's
okay.
somebody else.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you'll meet a young woman.
Ah,
Do you want to get remarried?
sure. I'm up
What-
for it.
what
I'm
if
up
you
for
did-
anything, guys.
Okay.
Haven't you
Do
noticed?
you really want to get
And I don't have any set agenda. I mean, I'm not going.
Exactly. He
Oh,
probably is just all
I don't
happy
go
he's
to a
gonna marry
laundry
young
list. I
woman.
don't say I
He's
want
like,
this. I want this, and it's never going to happen. I still go. I want this. I want this. I want this. Every day, I open myself up for a new adventure, and I do my best with conscious intent and conscious awareness.
Yes, you go. Yes.
So how about you, John?
A demon.
How about you? How about you, John?
Praise Jesus. Protect us from evil. Protect us from evil, Jesus. Okay. Because I said shit about a demon and someone hanging from the ceiling like a bat upside down. Then I hit a heavy metal like there's this one person. What's this? There's this. What are you doing? There's this person. When I was growing up, his name was Devil Boy. And the kids called him Devil Boy, and he hung from the ceiling upside down and took all these PCP push holes and he had skinny arms and he'd hit things with his bones and do all these weird things and act.
Yes, it's a Happy New Year here up at the
I'm
school.
afraid. Okay.
Come
I
on.
want to be the coolest one like I was sometimes when I was in high school. When I was in my senior year, I became cool, but the kids younger than me thought I was cool. Not as much sitting in the classroom. I gotta pee. Well, I gotta go pee.
Okay, let's see what you guys are saying.
When I get back, we'll talk about will I get remarried?
Yeah, that's what I just asked you.
Okay.
You know.
I think maybe you will meet a woman and get married, but I don't know if it's true or not. We'd have to see if that woman was righteous or not and was a real prophet. If not, it would be devil stuff against the Bible and it's wrong. You know, maybe right, maybe wrong. But she may be a real prophet according to the Bible. Depends on how righteous she was. Did she really, you know, if you look in the Bible, was she a righteous person who really followed God and Jesus the way she was? She didn't.
All I can say is I was there for about 35 minutes drinking a cup of tea, and she read my tea leaves.
That's how you
And
know
she's
someone's
told me
a real
my
prophet.
whole life story, and then I forgot it. And then as it occurred, as she told it, it would come to my mind like a deja vu. Whoa. Right? Now, that most of, 70 years, well, 60 years of my life since that cup of tea, the 20 or 30 things that she said that fits into that period of time. She didn't tell me my whole life, oh, you're going to go to the bathroom. No, just certain, many different people in my life and things I have done. She told me about, but then I forgot. So I wouldn't be jaded or motivated or because the thing about life is we have no idea what we're doing. And as we go through it, we have experiences. And we can either learn from them or do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's hell. That's, Shakespeare's Hamlet. When Hamlet kills everyone, is in the king room and his buddy is like jumping around and all happy and everything. And Hamlet goes, I think you are zoomed in. Of course I'm zoomed in because I'm zoomed in for John. But, I like this aesthetic. I am looking at the screen myself and I like the way it looks with my mouth, I'm an artist. I don't do the people expect,
Okay.
So John's back. It's okay, John.
Hi.
Okay.
What does he do? What are you doing? Oh. Okay, so am I gonna somehow Danica want to stay married?
No. That wasn't the question. Are we going to marry someone else, a new wife? Right. Not Danica. That's the same old, laundry list that you go through daily, 15 times a day. But we're talking about a new wife, a new girl. What would you want in a new
I
wife?
have to be single because I don't like being single. Or I don't know if that,
You would think if she wanted to get back
but
with you.
mentally, I would talk to her every day or write her emails every day.
But that's you writing her and talking to her every day. Does she want you to be in her life?
Think about it. It has been so difficult that I didn't know how I'd make things okay.
But this isn't what we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about, are we going to have a new wife? What would you want your new wife to be? What would you want your new wife to be?
Well, someone who God says it's okay for being married. If there is someone.
God wants you to be married to anyone that you can be happy with. That's what God wants.
I don't want
He doesn't have, let's look in the book. John's going to marry. No.
I mean, if I'm not going to marry someone else, it's been so awful being single and alone. I don't like living. It's okay here. But somehow it's been okay sometimes. But I don't want to go on living like that. I've had to for 10 years.
But John,
be
to
there for
live
the
with another
kids, to-
person, you have to be
to hope to have
comfortable
my
with
family.
living with yourself. You know, when you are comfortable with yourself, that's when other people will be comfortable with you.
I'm comfortable with myself. I feel wrong about acting like the coolest one, like somebody who smoked a bunch of weed and was like, I'm the coolest person of everybody, or something like that, and who's sinful. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do things wrong.
Really, I don't.
Unless it's okay here and there to smoke a little weed or something, but
No,
I don't know.
no, never knew Billy Idol.
You never knew Billy Idol?
No.
He wrote, I didn't know him either, but I know he wrote all his most famous songs, best songs, like in less than a year or a few years, something like that. Like really early on by 1982. And he's been playing the same songs at all his concerts, but they sound really good.
What are those songs? What's the
Rebel Yell, Cradle of Love, whatever that means. Sometimes it can be okay. Sometimes like, oh, not appropriate. I don't want to listen to it. His other songs, whatever. That's what he did. But did he do debauchery? I think he did debauchery. It was with many women.
what is
way
debauchery?
more. Sexual immorality.
What is sexual immorality?
Like sexual immorality.
What is sexual immorality?
Sexual immorality means sex out, fornication, adultery.
Adultery is when you cheat on your spouse.
Yeah, not me though. Unless it's considered, I can't imagine how God considers me still married to Dan. Chance that's possible, but I don't know.
People have, you know, if you have sex is a biological thing. It's a dynamic that
Because Danica cheated on me in 2008 before I ever cheated on her. We had been together 8 years.
yes, but were you looking
We were
as a
faithful.
you're having dinner with Danica at a restaurant and a pretty girl walks by, were you going like, ooh,
A little
who's
bit
that?
before she cheated on me,
Right.
I did some of that. I lusted after women a little bit because I was having a midlife crisis, but I never would have actually had sex with any of them.
You were
But
30.
on the computer.
That's not a midlife crisis.
One of them had a crush on me, and I thought I loved her, and that was a problem. And then she just outright had sex with another man.
But that other man was her boyfriend from high school, right?
Somebody like that, or junior high, whatever, something like that.
She had a relationship. It wasn't just some guy she met in a bar
Somebody she remembered when she was like 14.
that she cared about, that she had.
Kind of. They never got to pursue.
Right, but that was like her
relationship.
first love, so she consummated it because you were, lusting after other
Yeah.
women.
Well, it was a one-time thing, and we tried to make it work for 2 more years after that, and I still wasn't with anyone else. And then
Were you still
I
lusting
kinda lost
after?
it.
Were you still
I-
lusting
I
after
didn't- I
other
didn't-
women?
No. But near the end of the 2,
Ivan
wow.
born during.
she didn't quite have the same love she used
Was
to have. for me.
Did Ivan was born in a 2-year period before he got divorced?
Yeah.
So Ivan got born sometime after she had an affair with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was not good because my heart felt torn out for about a year after she literally cheated, and she lied and kept it secret. Anytime I'd asked her about it, she'd get angry at me.
Hey,
and say,
Elena.
no, and to be mean about it. And I knew, I could feel it in my heart, especially when it was being done. She was out somewhere. I had to stay at her dad's rich house, in these houses that, I don't know. Maybe they're okay. But I had that one time she went and cheated on me for 4 hours. She was gone. She came back in with smeared makeup and smiling, like a big smile on her face, walking through the front doors. And she kept it secret for a year after that. And it felt awful. It felt like my heart was torn out, I guess. Not physically heart torn out, but like the love and emotion it was like awful feeling. I don't like cheating.
So was Ivan born within that year?
He we tried to save the marriage by conceiving another child. So we had Ivan, and he was born, and she named his middle name Blake. And I don't know where she got the name Blake from, but when Danica was no, his name's good. Blake's a good name. That was, but she cheated that one time. I know, I could feel it, and I knew it was happening when it was happening. And I knew for a year until she finally told the truth about it.
So was
You can
that
feel it
was
sometimes
was
when
her?
you're really in love with someone.
So was her middle
It was-
school?
I could tell something.
You know, first love was his name Blake.
Unless that, but it was, yeah. His middle name was Blake. I don't know why she chose Blake, because she was kind of being a little bit jerk, like mean. After I had lusted after women, it's kind of like a mean jerk to people. But I don't know what's gonna happen. But I think God,
Come on, say something, gang.
if I try to pursue a relationship with the wrong one, or
Yeah.
talk to him too much, talk to him or whatever,
Whatever.
it made it awful. But
Anybody
I never,
there?
I never cheated on Danica that I know of before we got a divorce. She cheated on me one time. Then she demanded to get, I don't know. So maybe I can get remarried in God's eyes, or maybe I can't. But we could have made it work. It was a one-time thing and she cheated, but she was really good, like movie stars. I really wanted to stay famous like A-listers. And she ended up doing it. She looked really good. Not an A-lister.
Well, you look
Not
good
an
too.
A-lister though.
You know, you look good.
She got famous. She has
There's 3 people there.
however many views or whatever.
2 thumbs up. Anybody want to make a comment? Oh, no, there's 4.
And it's awful. Sometimes I've thought about there's something that men do. Well, I can't imagine meeting anyone who would know how to sing, write screenplays, and work on it together, because those things make me happy
Well,
to
why?
work at. And
why-
I'm like a workaholic. I work a lot at goals.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people in the
And I like
music and
someone I
movie
can work at
industry
those
that's
things together
that's who
with
they
someone.
are, John. You know, there are plenty of
I
people
know.
there that you could meet like that. You know, so if you
Where
want
are
to meet
they?
somebody, I mean, everyone I ever met, I
I
wasn't
haven't met
looking
any.
for. There isn't a
There's-
single person I was looking for. They just kind of stumbled.
Danica had
Onto me,
half a
you know?
billion views. She has half a billion views. She's at her lowest her YouTube's been in 5 or 6 years, and she's still getting 1 million views a month. At one time she was getting 30 million views a month. You know,
What does that mean?
that means it's kind of cool, because we worked at that from when she was 14. She had headshots, and it took till she was 38. We worked at it so relentlessly together. How are we going to get? How are we going to be?
But
number
what does
one
that
on-
mean in a
how are we gonna be
relationship?
number one
I mean,
on IMDb?
what
How are we gonna-
what
how are
level
we
of
gonna do this with
of
our work?
reality
Our real
is
work
that?
are good things that we create that's special because we're so good at it, and we had an ability for it because our parents did it. We honored them. We did God's work in our work. We were good at it. We were supposed to do it. And how do you meet somebody else?
I'm
like
back,
that?
Ed. Hey,
You know,
and I'm back.
I don't want someone who. Why would God give me somebody else who? How could I relate to them? What things do they do that I still, after all
I
these
think
years,
so,
don't really
man. You're
understand
right.
the other stuff that much besides God and Jesus. I know that. I know it's God's work to think about. You know, being married to somebody who wanted to
John,
Fly
we have
airplanes.
a free
fly
will.
airplanes. I don't
We have a-
like that. I don't want to do that. I mean, it's okay for them, but what interest would I have in somebody who leaves home to be out there all the time? I like somebody who stays at home. I like somebody who stays at home I could be at home with. Or we go out together.
Oh.
We're together, and it's okay because we're together when we go out.
But you know, all the women
I
I've
don't
been
like this.
that I've
I don't
been-
like being alone.
connected,
What are you doing?
I'm playing with my
No.
junk. It's sticking
Dude.
together.
Don't do something too much of that.
My junk
That
is
means-
sticking together. You know, I gotta
You're not doing.
loosen the
He did not play
junk
with
up.
himself.
No, I loosened my junk. It was getting stuck. But
He did
anyway,
not play with himself.
in relationships, it's not about you. It's about the we. And it's not like if you're putting all these kind of This
I don't
person has
want-
to be this,
Say like I
this,
found a big
this.
movie star.
Right.
Say like I found a real A-list actress
Right.
who had a resume 400 times as big as Danica. That might be so creepy and weird and be the wrong thing for me to be with, and not someone God wants me to be with.
Why?
So
Why?
just because Danica
Why?
got a lot
Why?
of views, that's a small part. That's some part.
Why would
that's
that be
something, but
creepy?
it's not
If you two,
all of it. There's
meaning
so much more.
it
than that.
is about
When
the
we met one
dynamic
another, we
between
didn't-
two people. God doesn't control anything.
When we met one another,
We have free wills. God does not control who you meet, why you're with them. It's you and the other person. And God, if you're happy and you are good together, then God is happy. That's all. God is here. He's not here to judge. He's not here to control. It's up to us. Because if he was controlling the thing, I don't try to control anybody. I lead by example, and I do my best, and I'm not perfect. So
you
that
leave it all up to God.
no, I
Like if we meet somebody or not, it's up to God.
right.
You fornicator. He's a fornicator.
No,
No, it's not.
I mean, I met my first wife on the subway. We just happened to get on the same subway car, and she dropped her lens cap, and I picked it up and knew that she had a Leica, even though it said Canon on it. So it's
It's
not,
up to God.
it's not up to God.
If God allows you to fornicate and that's a sin that's forgivable when you die,
Fornicate.
there.
What I mean,
that may be something that
I must
is
have had
forgivable.
sex with more than a
But
few
I don't
hundred
know.
people. Is that
That's bad. I
fornication,
think
John?
it's kind of bad, but
John,
not.
I
if
had
it's so
sex with
difficult
more
that it
than
makes you
a
depressed,
couple
who
of
cares?
hundred people. Is that
I don't know.
fornication? Each one of those people I really cared about. Except there was a period when I was the real disco dude, and I was having sex with 2 and 3 women a week,
Yo,
and I didn't really carry
I
on
never did
a relationship.
I never
We
did
met
that.
at the club.
Of course, I
We
thought
go
about
back
it.
to her house, have a really good time. Some of them became relationships, but others not so much, And it was pretty much known, that would happen, and we'd never, give each other phone numbers. But we'd see each other in another club or so, and so if it was like meant to be, if God decided it, it would happen. But I don't think that's fornication. Sex is a biological thing that's in our body. It's our meat bags that are having sex, not our spirit. Our spirit makes a connection, a communion with that other individual, right? It's not sex. Sex is not the communion.
Taza used to drink a bunch of hard liquor.
Who?
Taza. Oh shit, my little sister. Not here and there. Like she only did it like.
Let's
a
not
few
talk
times.
about anybody but ourselves, John.
Hmm.
And the people that we've been together with. And I'm not like mentioning
doesn't do it.
any
I'm not
names.
calling
I'm
out
just
the
saying,
names.
first wife, second wife. And, I had about 15 really serious, that I was with somebody for a year or so, right? And of those 15 people, they were way different than me, meaning did other things. We weren't like what John was saying, doing the same thing, trying to be A-list. No, they had their thing, I had my thing. But together we had our thing, and that's why we had a relationship.
Messed up. I thought mean ass, big, strong fucking shit. I thought mean ass, big, strong. I don't give a fuck. If I'm walking like this, I got a strong ass. It'll hurt someone if I had.
The thing is, I don't think about how I look. I look as how I look. What I feel and think about is you, how you're feeling, if you're happy. What makes me happy is making you happy. Why do you think I do this show? To make you happy. Why do you think I'm trying to be here with him? I'm trying to open his life.
No.
Yes. That's what I'm here to do. We're planning to go to New York. His grandma passed over and left him and the family her place, and he's crapping in his pants right now.
No, I'm not.
So,
I I think you're not getting. Oh, you're pissed off because you wanted to.
I'm
meet a
not.
young
I'm
woman.
not pissed off about anything, John. You don't see. I could not care about this show or anything. I'm just going with the flow.
Shit!
You know, whatever he says.
Oh.
It's all on that boy's nickel. You know, and that's why he is the people's saint of truth.
No.
Yes,
I'm a human being. I'm a man.
No, what are
I'm
you?
not a
Saints.
saint.
Saints were men and women. They were men and women.
The saint was supposed to be like an angel. Or
No. They were men and women. All the saints actually lived. They weren't like.
I don't know.
And that boy says he reads the
A
Bible.
saint
Is a human being. Saint Patrick, Saint Vincent, Saint Anthony. They all actually lived. You know, Saint Boniface. All the saints. They were there. You know,
That's what happened when you turned that phone on.
you know.
It fucked up everything I was doing. Whoever's watching that. See, it turned off for a reason. And my kind way of being so kind and godly that it's way more than anyone usually does. And then it made me so fucking pissed. I didn't give a fuck. My head broke through that fucking wall. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Because I'm strong.
Yep.
Because of that fucking thing that I should have been a jerk dick like everyone else is.
Uh-huh.
And let you have it turn off because whoever the fuck is watching that caused you to go off on a tangent of being against everything that I was doing in a kind way, what I was trying to do. But God had it be that way for a reason because he wants to keep me like not knowing if I'm ever going to meet her. I'd rather be fucking dead. I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I'm supposed to go on living and be single. Like, I'm supposed to be single.
Yeah. If that's what God wants.
I've had to do it for 10
You
years
know,
already, and it sucks.
God wanted this.
And guess what?
God
I'm not a
wanted
fucking
this.
demonic possessed dumb bastard like in that video of the person who turned into a ghost and was shaking and could see himself and shit because he was possessed by a demon. Those other people said it. He was evil. That's why he didn't go to immediately go to at rest to await when you're dead you finally get to rest to await judgment day. That's what we do. We sleep when we die. But those demons had such a control on him, they did some weird shit to him before he died because he was an evil human being, a wicked person probably. I think. I don't know. But from the way that you said people described him, I think he was an evil person. If I kill myself, I don't doubt anything. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't doubt God. I know, please forgive me, God, for saying I doubted, for acting like I'm a big, strong fuck who used to, had to take the entire American political system, blame it on other shit, and put the Republicans in office. That's what I had to fucking do. And I didn't believe in any of that bullshit. I was the most liberal one who went out to California to change the fucking world, and then Obama came to office because I didn't get to be the president. Because I wasn't pushing that stuff enough, being famous enough, and I gained fat and started a family and did some smaller stuff. And then they put some, because of the stuff that I was pushing out in LA, they put some weird ass Obama in office who's just a selfish jerk. Now I'm supposed to take the entire video down because I said I did this weird ass, stupid ass political shit that I don't even give a fuck about any of it anyway. And then I had to find Jesus. Well, before I found Jesus, more than ever, before I found God and Jesus by reading the Bible way more than I ever had. I had God and Jesus the entire time a little bit, but then I had to go across country and make sure all the minorities were okay by suffering like Jesus for all of them. And it was so scary and one of the most difficult things I've ever done and had to be hospitalized.
Is that your trip that you stopped at Mississippi?
And an eclipse happened during it. And an eclipse happened to Jesus when he was on the cross. It was the most Jesus-like thing I've ever done, and it was on faith, almost faithful, not faith alone, because I knew enough about Jesus to know I had done wrong when I was pushing political stuff out there, trying to brainwash everybody, because the devil or somebody was pushing me to do that when it was the big Republican shit. And I was like, I had a shaved military head. I would go out there every day, like, it was awful. And I finally got back to my regular self when I came to this house. When I got to this house, I finally got back. Republican's good. It can be good and kind. It has nothing to do with a Republican or not. But I was like a really bad level of it. That was just, I guess Republican and liberal doesn't mean that much. I don't know. It's something, but
Two wings of the same
it's how the
plutocratic
American political system
bird.
is, so it's okay or whatever. Yeah, they're the same bird. That's what I like. That you helped me become a better person. Then when you left, and I was all by myself, suffering alone, by some miracle, I found God and Jesus. But it took almost dying.
Yeah, well,
Then-
that's usually what it takes.
I mean,
You
I
know,
don't know.
you have to
I don't know.
get to a place where you can accept.
But maybe I didn't die.
Now,
Maybe I didn't almost die, and I thought
No,
I almost
no.
died.
well, you were miserable.
I had a bunch of
You
dust
were
in my lungs
miserable,
and stuff
you know.
because I worked in this place 12 hours a day for 8 months under extraordinary stress. Because I was hoping Danica and the kids would move to Roanoke or here. I was hoping they'd move here, and then you know, I had to work because I had to pay my bills, so I had to make the value of this house worth more money so I could pay my bills, and then I fucked up and did all this stupid ass shit, and like my voice is talking, and I'd like to be in that other room, and I don't even care that I'm here talking. Words are coming out of my mouth or something. I'd be better feeling if I was in a different room and I keep talking and talking. I don't even care what I'm saying that much, other than I have to be kind and good because I'm a good person. And I messed up and acted really fucking mean because I was too nice, and then I was so nice that it felt like, you know, they want to break them down so fucking little and weak. You know, maybe I should let all you people like those people kill me. You want to try to kill me? Get a gun or something and shoot me in the head if that's, you know what I mean, because I don't want to suffer at the hands of people like that. Whoever was watching this second video, something about it, if it stayed off, I would have gotten to say the things that made me feel happier on earth in an earthly, stupid, selfish way that I thought was the best, and finally feel okay enough to go on living and not suffer and want to kill myself every single day for 4 years already. I've pretty
So,
much
so
felt,
why don't
well,
you? Why don't we
2020
talk? Why don't
was
we
okay.
talk about the things that would
For
make
me.
you happy, that you don't have to feel miserable?
well, I already probably have to turn this video off for all the shit that I said because it's unlikable. No one wants to hear about that stupid ass shit, the political stuff. Maybe I said too much and it sounds dumb as shit. Like I was so big and cool, like who cares? Why would somebody, when I said cool, like try to act like it's feeling good to a dick? Annoying shit and make me want to be dead rather than ever have to think about that.
What?
again.
What would now?
You're a
What
man
would
right
now?
here. You're a
What would
fucking man
now?
right here.
What would
Who
now?
gives a fuck about living like this?
What would
Who
now?
gives a fuck about living like this?
What would now make you happy? Now, what would make you happy now?
now
Yeah.
for your hand to have not done that, to feel something on my dick like I'm a fucking faggot who lives by myself
What-
and has
what-
to be a single ass person with some man, and there's no fucking sex ever, and I don't get to hold and be at one flesh with some woman who I'm in love with, who I get to actually have sex with sometimes, who I want her to be beautiful and believe in her being the most beautiful one ever. And if I don't feel like thinking about sex, then I don't have to ever think about it. And why the fuck do I feel something's trying to make me feel good to a dick, like a cat walked up and is making me feel good to a dick, and it feels awful. I don't know what it is.
Like I said, the people's saint of truth.
Now I gotta turn the entire video off. I can't even film it.
Okay, look, we can turn it off. You want to turn it off?
It got weird, but whoever was watching on your channel helped it to be good and help Jesus in an extraordinary way.
You're gonna
I wasn't
come back
expecting it.
later,
I was so fucking mean about it. I was
It's
an
like
idiot.
maybe 6 o'clock now. Maybe.
So now we're gonna turn
7,
the
8
entire
o'clock.
video off, and it
Okay.
can't even film it.
See
Bye.
you, see you later.